Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm feeling a little hoarse because I breathed in some chemicals that wasn't really good for my lungs. Today, however, I want to talk with you about changing the pace of what you're doing to get the results that you want. It's a kind of follow-up to our last video, so you may want to go back and watch that one for some additional tips. But there are some very simple tips that I have for this video. Mainly it's one main tip, but it involves a lot of surroundings. Now, are you one of those entrepreneur leaders or spiritual practitioner who feels that life is supposed to be a struggle and that everything you do is supposed to be hard? Is that what you feel? I know that was a way of life for me. And I worked really hard at many things that I succeeded at. I got the results that I wanted, but it came at a very great price. My health and all the wonderful enjoyments that I missed in life as a working adult. But now things have shifted for me in such a way that things are now flowing with more ease. And what has actually shifted is that I am now paying attention to my intuitive guidance. I'm now paying attention to what I enjoy. And so this is what this video is about. If you are a business owner, if you are a leader, if you are in a relationship and you are wanting to see something different, I'm going to invite you to shift your focus. Whenever you drive at something and keep going and forcing and pushing, it gets harder, and it actually closes the channel for you to receive what you want. So whatever you want will come, but it will take a longer period of time, and it will have much more stress for you in your life. Because we're really not intended to struggle at life. I don't care what anybody says. Working at what you have, working at your goal, doesn't have to be a struggle. And why do I say that? Because there are intuitive guidances that are coming to each of you every single day that you are ignoring. Every single human being has a spiritual guide. And whether or not you know it, and I've said this in previous videos, we're all here having a spiritual experience. Nothing that happens in your life is by accident. And it is a spiritual experience, whether or not you believe it. And so we all have a guidance system. We have what we call angels or guides or spirits that speak to us on a regular basis. And many of those intuitive hits and brilliant thoughts that you've been getting are all spirit-led. And some of those hits that you've been getting and shoving to the background to compare with pros and cons, those are hits that if you follow them in the first place, it won't take you the time that it would have taken you to go through all the pros and cons and to figure out in your mind whether or not this process would work. I know this very well because this is what I used to do. I did it a lot in my life. And now I see how things have begun to flow. And I see how things come to me with more ease. And there are a couple of things that I mentioned that causes this to happen. The intuitive guidance. But more than anything else also is shifting gears. Because very often we're in the grind of the work. We stay up late in the wee hours of the morning trying to get our deadlines met, and we miss out on the fun in life. So, what I want to ask you today to do is to think about what are 3 to 5 things that you love to do. What are some things? We have a passion test which will help you to identify those 5. And I'll share a very brief story with you, which will just explain the whole process of why I'm saying what I am saying. A few years back, I helped a client of mine discover his 5 top passions. And 3 of those 5 passions were things that he immediately could have implemented in his life right away. And so I asked him to take it on. This client was a business owner because he ended up selling his business. But he was a business owner and he was really struggling hard, no money, nothing coming in. And boy, did he work late into the wee hours of the night without any success. So I said, what likely needs to happen is that you need to shift gears and change things up a bit. Why don't you incorporate some of those passions that you have discovered? And he did. He started traveling, golfing, and hanging out with his nephew. And do you know what? In a few weeks, he texted me and started to tell me how things started shifting in his business. Amazingly, his business doubled in a short period of time. Now, that's not an accident because this has happened with other clients before, maybe not in their business doubling, but in them getting exactly what they wanted. And then he was able to sell the business later. Now, in my own personal life, some of the things that I do to shift gears is to sew. I love to sew. I love to make nice, colorful garments that are classy. I like that. And some of what I like, I can't find in the stores. So, one way of shifting gears, because you know what? I can be type A. I get my stuff done and I will work it until it's done. But I have learned to really back off and to go do some sewing, to go get my massage, to take on a little bit of gardening project. What is it for you? What do you love to do? Do you love to walk in the woods? Do you love to spend time by the water? What is it that you love? It's important to shift the gears and get away from the grind so you can open the channel of flow so ease and flow can come in your direction and so you can move with the tides instead of against it. Now, there are other ways that you can shift gears, and I'm offering you an opportunity to have a divination with me at 50% off. There's a link I'll include in the box below for you to click on and to book this divination. Now, what is a divination? I've talked about it before. I do the Tower Shell Elemental Divination. And a divination is a reading, except it differs from a tarot card reading or a card reading, where everyone who picks the same card gets the same reading. This divination is tailored to your own energies, to whatever is going on in your own life, to all the circumstances that are surrounding you. And then you bring a question, a troubling question that you want to find out what to do to solve. I do the reading, I give you the items to do, you do it, and check back in to see what has shifted or if other things need to shift. And voila, you have results. That is a wonderful way to shift the energies. So I'm going to invite you to click the link below. And also, I don't want to overwhelm this video with other things, but there's another link that I will leave below for a even greater opportunity that's coming up next year that you can take advantage of. That will really revolutionize and shift the things and energies in your life. So, in summary then, How do you get out of the grind and allow things to come to you? Listen to your internal guidance. Everybody has an angel or a guide that gives you information. You do too. Listen, follow it the first time, and maybe start jotting down and see what happens as you learn to build trust and differentiate between your intuitive guidance and your own mind. Sometimes it's hard to figure what is coming through, but you will know when it's the guidance after you have tuned in and taken note for a period of time. Then, what do you love to do? Do it. Include it often, daily, weekly, monthly, but do it. That alone will open up the energy flow for you. And never make time an excuse, because the time you are taking to grind will be lessened significantly when you make the time to do the things that you love. And so that is all I have for you today, my friends. And if you do like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Do consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any loved one whom you think would benefit from this video, please do share it so that they too can enjoy the benefits of ease and flow in their life. Thank you so much for joining me, and have an amazing